what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the action comedy Bullet Train. Now this is based on the novel known as Bullet Train 2, and it's written by Kotaro Asaka. I think that's how you pronounce their name, like the author. Well, anyway, this stars Brad Pitt as a retired assassin who returns to work to achieve retrieve this like briefcase, and it's on board like this bullet train that's traveling throughout Japan. Now I must admit, this film is like very like over the top and like very like silly and even strange, but I still found it to be like an enjoyable, like an entertaining ride. It's very fun to look at. It's like a lots of like eye candy throughout the film. And like the visuals, like I said at times, just like I said, the look of it, because it has like an anime type feel to it too at times, as far as like some of like the people you see and characters in it, and it's like very like humorous too, like a lot of like comedy stuff in it. So you shouldn't take this too seriously. It's really like a comedy. They call it like an action comedy film. Now it's directed by David Leitch, and again you have Brad Pitt in the role of the character known as Ladybug. And he's actually tasked with finding out this briefcase aboard this train. But at the same time, this is where it does get kind of confusing, because even though he has to do that, he comes across all these various other like hitmen and assassins who are all on board this train for their own reason, but they're all kind of like connected. I don't want to spoil it, but you can tell in the end all of them were like kind of connected to the same thing, because the film does have like flashback sequences where you can see how the events that led up to them being on the train, why they were on the train, and all that kind of stuff too as well. Now you also have this young girl known as the Prince, and she's like a British assassin known as the Schoolgirl, and she's played by Joey King, and she's one of like the main, I guess you could say, villains or antagonists of the film. Then you also have the two they're not twins, but they're two like hitman brothers. One is known as Tangerine, and one is known as Lemon, because Lemon is played by Brian Tyree Henry, and then Tangerine is played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now, as far as most of the characters in the film goes, I think these two were the ones that really stood out, because they were just like such an odd pairing, like, you know, like one is black and one is white, and they're just like very odd, you know, and funny too. And like Brad Pitt's character known as Ladybug, he does kind of have like a history kind of them two as well, but they kind of bumped into each other throughout their like assassination type missions and so on. Then you also have the Elder, who's played by Haruka Sanada, and you also have the main, like, I guess you could say this really is definitely like the main villain of the film, other than the Schoolgirl that does really show up. He's played by he's called the White Death. Now, Michael Shannon plays that particular role. I'm going to spoil it. It's kind of like limited. He's not really on the screen too much. And there's also other characters that pop up, like the Wolf and so on. He's played by Benito A. Martinez, I think, or Castillo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Like, he's like a Mexican assassin who shows up on the train. I'm not going to get into everything. But one of the things I thought was kind of very odd and weird about the film too is they build up some of these like plot points or some of these characters and just kill them off. You know, it's like, whoa, like you get to see this person's like whole life, and you know, even like they was like a kid and so on, and boom, and suddenly like they just killed off. It's like hilarious and funny, but I thought that was still kind of strange the way they filmed it. It's like tons of other people, even like secret cameos that I'm not going to touch on, like certain like actors that show up in the film just make cameos. It's kind of odd. I didn't even know they was in this film because you didn't see them like in the trailers and so on. But the film does have like lots of action scenes. And while they're constantly fighting, it's like lots of like humor and so on. Like the way Brad Pitt, like his character be like fighting and so on, is like very humorous while he beating up people, and he is like deadly too. He can fight real good and so on. So all of that was pretty good. I want to touch on like everybody. And yeah, Sandra Bullock, she's also in the film too as well. She plays Maria Beetle, and she's actually the one that sends Ladybug on these like contracts or whatever to complete these like assassination type missions, you know. But anyway, I thought it was still like a pretty entertaining film. It does seem like very long at times, and it's just over like 2 hours, but it does feel like it was like very long, like it wouldn't end. It just like kept going. And like I said, it's a very fun film. It's like the perfect like summer movie like to look at, because like so much like eye candy, like the visual style of them being like driving through like Japan on the train and so on. And there's moments where they have to get off and so on, all that kind of stuff. It looks really cool, like all the lights and the visual like effects, not really like CGI type stuff, but just how it looks. It is like a cool looking film, like fun to look at. I think that's what really saves it. So in the end of Bullet Train, it is like a very odd film, a strange film. I'm just give it a B minus. I still had like an entertaining ride. I thought it could have been better. Certain things I felt were kind of like weird. Why would they build these people out and just kill them and all that kind of stuff? But it was a pretty entertaining film, so I'm giving this a B minus. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.